Okay, I know that the albedo event is already over by now. And before you guys tell me that, why you still make the video of the albedo event? It's already over. I'm planning to make this video, or at least release this video a few days ago, but I have a lot of steps to do. I'm trying to keep it under 30 minutes, so let's see how long this is gonna be.
Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking as such. Rather, channeling your power into the ingredients themselves. I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond.
Just be
It may
honest,
even
you
help
are
with
hungry and you
proliferation.
want us to cook for you.
I suppose I have a curiosity for things that others find surprising. Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat? I've just
Nice
finished
recipe
preparing
you
the
got there.
Cooking? Paimon was looking forward to more mad scientist stuff.
Not only is this recipe a staple for me, it's also worth experimenting with and highly nutritious.
Paimon bets you're just hungry. It does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves. Good buddies are always on the same page.
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the results. If there's anything left over, maybe Timaeus can finish the last morsels.
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that problem.
Okay, Klee, come on, you can do it. Come on, Klee. You are a master of fish blasting. Come on. Yep, you got it, you got it. You got it. Okay, just one more, okay? Come on. Ow, come on, Klee, you can do this. I have faith in you. Come on, Klee. Come on. Come on. This is why I hate using Catalyst, because they don't have aim mechanics. That's it. Ah! Well, sure, that looks appetizing. I want one.
An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. You seem well versed in the science of gastronomy. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Seems like food presents the same headaches in your world as it does ours. Unless... could it be that the natural laws of this world are limiting your unique abilities?
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more complicated than adding herbs and spices, you know.
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. No need to feel disheartened. And here's your portion. Enjoy. I can box it up if you like.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon
That
was
sounds
keeping an eye on
scary,
you
to
and
be
your
honest, if
safety
it's
during the
taken
whole
out of
experiment.
context.
Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong. But anyway.
Hey! You were being nice a second ago. But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you. And you're right, we are good friends. You have good friends too, right? Good students?
Yes. I'm fortunate too, I suppose. Anyway, moving on to the next experiment.
I wonder how
all
many
manner of
publications
alchemical
Albedo has
items
already
here.
written at this point.
Keeping them in their proper place is a challenge at the best of times. A while ago, I had the misfortune of misplacing a batch. I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me. Animal crystal fly elemental extract and electrohypostasis powder. I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental traces. Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity as one of us is just beginning.
Albedo, are you serious? This is just the beginning?
In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical capabilities. Let's start with physical. Looking out from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jumped from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, could you see her then? So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into 1,000,000 fragments? Then could you see her? Then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, we'll gain a more thorough understanding with an experiment. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please, follow me.
Still in one piece. Good thing the file's so strong. You want us to jump? From up here?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis.
Okay, I really hate gliding challenges because apparently I'm bad at it.
Recording data, responding to risks, providing emotional support. Great work. I've never seen a performance quite like it.
You followed us the whole way without breaking a sweat.
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little. But anyway, if it turns out that the natural laws of Teyvat do not affect you, I should be able to make various inferences about the otherworldly civilization you belong to. Now, before we head back to the campsite, there's one more experiment. Intelligence.
It's big brain time.
Follow me. There are some other ruins nearby. I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your travels. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities, much as we did for the physical test. I'd like you to explore these ruins and return with your findings. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mechanism in the center. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action I wish to observe. A tried and tested adventurer, I see. So, let's see you in action. Start wherever you like.
So our big brain finally, or actually my big brain in this case, have completed the mission. So now let's just get to the cutscene. Okay, this is a bit concerning, considering that I spent a lot of time doing this glyphs challenge.
To the best of my knowledge,
So please don't.
These belong to a script of some kind. They can be found all over Teyvat, but they've never given up their secrets. There's still a lot to learn about them. And as for why they should ever have come to rest here, a true mystery. Let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them in greater detail after our
So
research.
you're implying there's another research? Wow.
Another thing for the don't understand list. Unsolvable mystery this, weird experiment that. It'd be nice to get some cool results for once. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Comparatively, the little reward I
Don't
can
say you're gonna
offer
give
is
us
too
like
small to
100
mention.
more.
Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
I take it I passed. Nice choice there.
Forward to seeing the results of all this brain ache. Unless you can think of anything better to do, let's head back to the campsite.
Not so
Oh,
fast. You're
here
not
she
leaving
comes.
until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here.
You didn't leave the mountain?
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed everything that you and Albedo have been up to. I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger, drinking anonymous potions,
Yeah, that's careless.
participating
I'm with
in
her
all
this time.
kinds of strange experiments? I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps you were colluding from the beginning.
Damn, she's
Wait,
definitely a
sister,
conspiracy
your guard's
theorist.
so high you can't even see over the top of it.
What's next then? Big Pharma?
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you, Outlander. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has transformed you into something more sinister.
Probably not, because
No
we didn't
way.
even use our main
Paimon would've
character
sensed it.
in the
And
missions.
anyway, he didn't even
The
use
one who
any
drank the
alchemy.
potion was Kaching.
With an
The
alchemist
one
of
who
his
passed the
level, you
intelligence
wouldn't sense
test
a
was
thing.
the Luke.
In any case,
And
I'm
yeah, I
not
think
about to let a
there's
potential
nothing
threat
happened to
back
her
into Mondstadt.
because I didn't put her in my main party.
What are you gonna do?
I've got to hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing you came into contact with is dangerous, that's good enough for me. I've investigated everything else. The only items left on the agenda are these symbols.
But we don't even know what they mean.
That much
Are
is
those
true.
Unowns? Is that
Not to
Unowns or
mention,
Unowns? I don't know.
Seems like
that
there's nothing more to them.
latter
But for
Pokemon
insurance
thing.
purposes, I'd better make a copy. This is now a location of interest. Regular patrols should be set up here. Now then, all things considered, I deem that you pose no immediate threat.
I literally saved
Which is
Mondstadt.
what I was hoping.
Of course, I'm not a
I would
threat.
have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work overtime on your account.
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this
Oh,
time.
thank you.
You made a lot of rash decisions
Nice advice
today.
there. Thank
He's
you.
gone! So stubborn. Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that.
Maybe she's just insecure.
Huh.
Wow.
Never mind her. Let's go see Albedo.
That's a valid option though.
You're back. Good timing. I've just about reached the conclusion. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on
Let's
the way
be
back?
honest.
I wouldn't worry. She's just doing
So,
her job.
that's her
Time for
job?
the results.
Wow.
We got a myriad of data
Unexpected.
today, and it was very difficult to finish all the research in one go. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is you're very much like a human from this
That's it?
world.
After all these researches, your conclusion are just...
You couldn't
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
that
got
just
him,
by
Baimon.
looking?
Got him. Got him.
We spent all day
Go get
working
him,
our
go get
butts
him.
off for that?
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact,
Okay,
nothing
wise
in
man
this world should
Albedo.
be taken for granted. Have you ever considered that the world of Teyvat may have a natural
Pull out that cow
hostility
meme,
to
please.
Outlanders
Pull out that cow meme.
and the natural laws of this world? You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But it's arguably a small miracle. The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. Under the effects of Teyvat's natural laws, it isn't even able to sprout, let alone bloom. But after I observed you, I had another idea. Imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy.
So, will I be the
And
second
so-
author to your next paper, Mr. Albedo?
It looks like something's appearing.
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, and now to fruition. Is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself?
Aw.
I don't know which one to choose here.
It would seem that that's as far as we go. A transient bloom of incomparable beauty. Life's proudest achievement.
Paimon thought with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever. And it didn't even have any fruit.
Yeah, you're just looking
Life
forward
is a
to the
manifold
fruit. I
tapestry
know
of
it,
free
I know.
entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how long it stays with us. Even a momentary burst is precious.
For example,
A
getting a
short
5-star?
life can be well lived.
Yeah,
A
probably
life
yes.
lived efficiently, lived to perfection, is necessarily one unburdened by loneliness. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
I don't know which one to choose.
Things feel a little heavy right
Yeah, it's a
now.
little bit heavy. Like my laptop,
Don't be sad.
probably.
You've got Paimon to look after you. Albedo, Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Oh, wow.
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, it certainly doesn't hurt. Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom.
Blank. That's literally my character's name. So I'm a helpful specimen? Well, I don't have any other
I
option.
mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey for
Ah,
me.
come on.
In the future,
Maybe the real
If the
result
need
of the
arises,
research is the friends
I
that we
solicit
make
your help
along the
again?
way kind of thing, jokes. Ah.
Well, glad I can count on you.
I
made
got
a
a
point
question. Do you
throughout of
guys
telling her how
experiencing the
ordinary
same
the
thing with me?
results
Like
were.
the
But what
mouth
was that
movement and
sediment
the
I saw
dialogue
forming at
is
the
not
bottom of the vial?
properly synchronized?
It should not have been there. What could it mean?
Or is it just me? I
Those
don't know.
born of Earth are bound by its imperfections.
But definitely not
Those born of
from the
chalk
editing
are free of
process. It's
impurities.
not.
You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be fully defined. If one day
Well,
we
that's
lose control,
suspicious.
destroy Mondstadt,
Albedo sus. Yep, Albedo sus.
destroy everything. Can I rely on you to stop me?
Look at that.
Ah,
Looks
come on,
like
another
someone made
quest.
camp here. Are other people
This is just
adventuring nearby?
dragging. Okay, I'm planning to make this into a separate video, but I think that probably nobody will ever watch a 3-video series about Albedo Quest, so
Please don't
more than
scare
3
me like that.
actually.
I was
So I'm
giving
just
my research report some much needed
Stack
consideration.
all of it here, and
You were just
there will be a
standing over there,
finale,
staring into
a finale of some sorts where
Not at all.
we do the
I was
last
just
quest,
thinking
because
of a name
if
for
I
a new
remember correctly,
subspecies of sweet flower I
there's only
propagated.
one quest
It has
left.
seeds that
there.
are 4 times as large as normal. Oh, are you interested?
Of course,
Wonderful.
this little floating
Next time,
child
please
here,
allow me to show you the fruits of my
she's
work.
eager to eat some
It's a
fruits.
shame. If I wasn't coming to this mountain, I would have brought some samples with me. Yeah. Weren't you doing research in the city? How come you're here? Timaeus and I were helping Albedo organize research data. Timaeus just left, in fact. You didn't run into him? Sure didn't. He said that he wasn't as sharp as Albedo when it came to data. By quite a long shot, in fact.
Ooh, that's a
The
burn.
significance of some things Albedo is able to grasp almost immediately, but we, on the other hand, take considerable time. I fear that this must be the difference in our knowledge and experience showing. Timaeus seemed rather depressed about the matter. He said he was going to take a walk, so I'm currently settling the leftover affairs myself. I was originally going to take a look around myself after finishing up here, but unexpectedly, I gleaned some interesting data from these reports. But, well, guess my search for secrets will have to wait. Secrets? Ooh, what secrets? Actually, do you two have time right now?
Oh, sure we
Don't
have.
anything on us but that. Then, could I ask you for a favor? In truth, I feel like Albedo is concealing something.
Yes,
from myself
Albedo
and
says.
Timaeus. But isn't he your teacher? What would a teacher have to hide from his students?
Like exam
That's
answers?
true, but I feel like he's always hiding something. It is my personal guess that it is some great secret of alchemy. Wait, how are you so sure? Timaeus and I are both passionate researchers of alchemy. If it was anything else, Albedo wouldn't have any reason to hide it from us. You do have a point. Could you help me investigate what it is that Albedo's hiding?
Yeah, I'm also
Please.
curious.
I'm
Because he's
I'm
sus.
just too curious. What do you think? Yes. Thank you, thank you.
Okay,
Alright,
another
alright.
quest
Let's
chain
take a
here.
road trip,
Festering
shall we?
desire. Is that the sword? Yeah, that's the sword. So let's go.
Albedo!
Why are you here? Are you lost?
No, we're not.
I don't know which one. It's just too direct.
A secret?
Hey, what are you doing? Our mission calls for a
Yeah,
delicate
like you
approach.
do in our previous missions. Nice one.
Sure, but still.
Bolt coming out from you.
Actually, you've arrived at just the right moment. I have business with you too, in fact. Here, catch.
What's this?
As you can see, it is a sword.
Oh, very obvious.
I did not make the sword. However, I did add some alchemical touches to it. Would you like to try it out?
Okay. So...
My research indicates that this sword has some unique
Okay, here in
properties.
Indonesia we have some kind of
Only you can
folklore
use it, but
about
I need to gather data from it
a
quite
keris
urgently.
just
So,
imbued with
could I bother
some
you
kind
to
of
use it in
curse.
battle?
Wait a second. How
So
can
probably
there be a
this
sword
gonna
that only
be
one
similar.
person can use?
You know, Empu Gandring keris.
Very astute of you.
Keris.
This
Yeah, I know.
sword has
Shafar.
indeed had a curse laid upon it. An ordinary person would be unable to wield it at all.
Or
However,
King
you
Arthur's
are
sword.
an exception.
Sword.
Or perhaps
I
I
don't know
should
which
say
one,
that
but
only you are immune to the curse.
suspicious as hell.
As such, who could I find to help me if not you? We gain little from saying more. Go find some monsters
Oh wow,
nearby.
casually saying go
After
find some
all,
monsters
Some
nearby.
things are best discovered through practice.
Okay, we're gonna fight a lot of baddies and...
Now that's rich.
Yep,
Treasure hoarders
I
calling
skipped it.
us.
They certainly arrived quickly.
Well...
Goodness, no.
They seem to have been talking about this sword. What's going
Yeah, I
on?
also wanna know.
Why are you looking at me like that? Of course I didn't
Oh,
steal this
come
sword.
on.
Not long ago, the knights caught a band of treasure hoarders outside the city. The goods they were smuggling were also impounded. This sword was one of those items. We believed it to be stolen plunder, but no one came to claim it. Nor could we find out where it came from, so it
Legally
languished in our
stealing.
stores. I
Just say
noticed
it's
it
legally
quite by
stealing.
chance while in our storehouse. To tell you the truth, such an old sword would see little use outside of alchemy.
Confiscated goods. Yeah, okay.
You claimed it for yourself? Just like that? So, then what happened? You just took it with you?
Indeed. And I initially intended to perform some experiments on it, but I unexpectedly discovered its true origins in the process. This ancient-looking weapon once passed through the hands of a now
Yeah,
deceased
this is Empu
blacksmith.
Gandring all over
It
again.
is a legendary, magical sword.
A magical sword?
It is said that the smith vanished not long after creating the weapon, with the weapon subsequently becoming lost to time. Working backwards from its eventual fate as plunder, one can guess that it was then stolen by the treasure hoarders, where it remained in obscurity till recently.
The blacksmith who made this weapon disappeared? That's kinda spooky. No wonder it's cursed.
Exactly. Do you know the story of Durin and this mountain? Durin was the black dragon who menaced Mondstadt, before finally being defeated by the combined efforts of Dvalin and the Animo Archon Barbados. After a fierce battle, the vanquished Durin crashed to ruin here, falling into the thick snow. Snow gathers atop this mountain and never melts, which is a most curious phenomenon. Which leads one to wonder, was Durin's fall here purely by chance, or was it intent?
Could it really have been
Oh,
intent?
mystery time.
Perhaps this place was chosen as a gravesite precisely so that the snow's power could seal the corrosive toxin coming from
He
Durin's
must
body.
be very toxic.
It seems plausible that Barbados would think of such a method.
Yeah, considering he's drunk all the time.
Was Barbados such a capable god?
He's literally the tone
Well,
Dave Bard,
These are
Paimon.
just my postulations. I don't have any evidence. But what's for certain is that this mountain and Durin are deeply intertwined. In fact, I believe that the very sword in your hand has Durin's remains in it.
dragon's remains?
Interesting.
Indeed. The dragon's eyes, claws, and scales ground into dust before being used to coat the blade. In this way, Durin's corruption and venom entered into the sword and became the source of its power. This is very advanced craftsmanship. I presume that having successfully forged the weapon, the smith must have tried it out themselves in their joy. But using the sword in battle would have allowed the corruption to seep through the blade's handle and into their bodies. Ordinary mortals cannot withstand such power. The blacksmith must then have fled, driven mad by the curse, before meeting their end in some unknown place. You've purified Dvalin's tears before, which is a very rare ability indeed. This ability has protected you from being corrupted or poisoned.
Probably
And you can
because I'm
completely
some kind of
eliminate their
an
effects,
extraterrestrial
which is why
being.
you and only you can properly wield this sword.
Still, this sword really
You've
is
seen
huge.
claymores, Paimon.
Yikes!
It's not even that huge.
It's glowing!
As far as I'm concerned, this is where the real
It looks
experiment
like, though.
begins. This sword is still very weak at present. However, it is able to absorb energy, and through that, it is able to constantly become stronger. In some sense, you could even say that it is a living thing. Well then, traveler, adventure with it to your heart's content. I need you to help it grow. I believe that we will soon have all the proof that we need.
Okay, so yeah, it's a bit lagging as you see before. There's a delay on it. So probably we're just gonna end it right here. The next episode will be the last quest because if I remember correctly, this quest is the last actually. You have very short quest in this Festering Desire, unlike the previous quest which takes very long, a lot of research. I haven't activated any effects here because, I just unlocked this mission. So, yeah, I'll be doing that off cam, of course. It takes too long to do all these things. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!